Thank you again for tuning in to our Retirement Education Center YouTube channel, where on this channel we believe in giving you unbiased advice to help you maximize all of your retirement income. Now on our channel, we of course do not believe in providing you with any silver bullet strategies, and we certainly do not believe in glorifying any type of one product. But what we do believe in is providing you holistic concepts that will help you retire with confidence. The question that we have for today is, do you really know how much you need to be saving to retire with confidence? Now, I know that seems like a very simple question, but it's always difficult for people to answer. So if you don't know what you really need to do or how to go about this, we're going to be talking about that today, so stay locked in. Hi, my name is Carson Graves, President and CEO of the Retirement Education Center.
And my name is Andrea Graves, Director of Operations at the Retirement Education Center. And we want to thank you for tuning in to our Retirement Education Concepts videos. These videos were created to help to make the difficult and confusing retirement process simple.
Absolutely, Andrea, because with so many retirement concepts out there and so many retirement strategies and of course so many retirement products, it can become very difficult for consumers to digest it all. That is why we're so fortunate that we are able to work with a team of expert advisors to help us build a financial roadmap that will let our clients know when, where, and how they can reach their retirement goals.
For additional concepts on how to maximize your retirement income, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the notification bell to be notified when we upload new videos. Carson, knowing how much to save for retirement is an important conversation that people need to have, because you want to make sure that you have a good amount of money to retire with. So how can you help us with this?
Yeah, we've talked about this before, Andrea,
yes.
And we understand that, knowing a number is always difficult, and of course, even more difficult is knowing how to get to that number. And Andrea, that is why we always say that it is incumbent upon any person that is trying to retire with confidence that they seek out the expert advice of a fiduciary financial advisor, because we of course have the tools that are necessary to help you reach those retirement goals and understand the questions that need to be asked in order for you to achieve them as well. So today what we're going to do is just really cover, Andrew, 3 simple ideas and concepts that can help those who are actually struggling with this question understand how to answer it. But before we get into that, there are 2 rules to retirement income that we like to give you. And what are those 2 rules?
Well, rule number 1 is to never run out of money, and rule number 2 is to never forget rule number 1.
All right, so let's go ahead and talk about how you can actually know how much money you do need to save for retirement.
Carson, the first thing you really need to do is to figure out how much money you'll need to support your current lifestyle.
You do, Andrea. And the one thing that I will always say when you're talking about retiring and supporting your lifestyle, please understand that your lifestyle will change somewhat when you retire. And I always say it's going to be a decreasing change. So you're going to start up here very high, where you may still want to travel and you still want to go and see the grandkids. You want to do all the things. You may even buy that new boat that you always wanted to buy. You may go to the fancy restaurants, do all those things that you were basically doing before you retired. But if you take a look at the chart on the screen here, Andrea, you can see that when you're looking at your household income, obviously as you go through different stages in life, you can see that your household income is decreasing. One, because maybe one of you're retiring, maybe both of you are retiring and you're not receiving the same amount of income. And as you can see, when you get to 75 and older, that income average for the household has dropped drastically. Why? Because you probably have maybe lost a loved one as well at some point in time at that particular age bracket. But with that being said, yes, that's the first step that you're really going to want to have to understand is how much income will I need to support the type of lifestyle that I'm currently enjoying right now. And with that being said, Andrea, the rule of thumb that I always let my clients know is that you're probably going to want to try to plan, if possible, to have anywhere on the low end of 70% to even 90% of what you're currently making now, to really feel like you have accomplished a goal that can support your lifestyle without making any major changes that you may not feel like you would want to make. So think about that. So if you're making $100,000 today, then you want to plan from anywhere from having $70,000 to maybe $90,000 a year of income that's coming into you once you finally say you're no longer going to be working.
All right, well, thank you for that information. But step number 2, you want to try and determine how much you may receive from other sources other than your savings, right?
Yeah, that's a big step as far as figuring out how much you really need to save in order to retire with confidence, Andrea. So you really want to see, okay, how much will my Social Security benefits be? Or if you're fortunate enough to have a pension, what will my pension be when I retire? Will I need to have a part-time job, or will I decide that I want to work part-time? And if I do, how many hours, and what do I expect to make from that part-time job? You might even start thinking, what if I have to take out a reverse mortgage? All of these things have to be considered in your equation. But with that being said, there's some things that I have to point out about these other incomes that you are expecting, which is why it's so critical that you also do the legwork yourself and continue to save aggressively in your retirement savings. One, by their own account, Social Security Administration, Andrea, as we have spoken about many times on this channel, they are notating that by 2035, maybe even sooner, that they will only be able to pay 79% of the benefits that are allotted to recipients. So imagine your Social Security benefits maybe being less than what you expected. Maybe you want to make sure you plan for that. Also, you're having less than a third of individuals who actually have a pension coming to them in retirement. So most people won't even have a pension to speak of. And those pensions, by the way, are sorely underfunded. So therefore, and you don't have control over your pensions, by the way. I mean, a company can come in and say, we have decided to decrease your pension, maybe cut it in half, or maybe it goes away altogether. And that can be extremely dramatic for people who have not properly saved and they're depending on that income source. So you have to really make sure that you make inroads in your savings, knowing that there could be some hiccups along the way that really could be out of your control. I always tell people when it comes to retirement savings in this step here, control the controllables. Let everything else really be icing on the cake, but you don't want those other asset tools or income tools to be what you're relying on that you don't have control over. But once you at least get an idea of what that's going to be, you can at that point, Andrew, extrapolate what you may need to be doing to save to reach the goal that you're going to need to complement those other income sources.
So Carson, for step number 3, you really need to figure out how much you need to save in order to fill that income gap, right?
Yeah, absolutely, Andrew. So when we're talking to our clients, we always are going to try to figure out within their retirement income plan, what type of guaranteed incomes do you foresee yourself having based off of Social Security or a pension, of course. Obviously, as we spoke about, we don't want to assume the worst, but we at least have to make sure we have that discussion. That's why, as I mentioned, you always want to make sure that you control what you can in this situation. But from that being said, Andrew, we're going to look at your Social Security statement. And let's just say we have notated that you're going to be receiving about $30,000 a year. So let's just say, in our sense, that we want to retire with $100,000 of income. So how do we go about filling that other $70,000? Well, here's what we do. And unless you're really good at math or you have an advisor who can help you with this, we take our clients through a series of steps, and it's already done for them in their retirement income plan. But what we're going to do is say, okay, you need $70,000 per year to last throughout your retirement years. We assume that maybe your retirement years is going to be about 25 to 30 years. And so we always lean back to the old rule of that 4% rule. I know that some people have downgraded it to a 3% rule based on a lot of different factors, some 3.5%, depending on their comfort rate with their of how much money that they feel like they're going to distribute from their retirement savings. And that's okay. But I tend to lean towards the 4% rule as being a very comfortable distribution rate for my clients. I think I feel very good about that's still been a very good distribution rate that they can rely on from their retirement savings. So with that being said, I simply just take that amount that's the gap and let a person know that, look, you want $70,000 a year for your retirement savings, okay? So we take that divided by 0.04, and it's going to give us a number. That number in this situation would be $1,750,000 that you need to have saved in order to retire and comfortably be able to extract $70,000 from that retirement savings without running out of money before you run out of breath. So now, here's the other thing, Andrew, that you have to consider. How do we get there? That is a big question. How do we get there? So you need to know how much you need to be saving in order to reach that retirement goal. So what does that mean? You have to have a conversation with someone, because when exactly do you want to retire? So let's say you finally got your act together, you're doing well in life, and you're age 40. So you're a 40-year-old person, and you're saying, I know that is what I want to retire off of. So I need to figure out what I need to do to save to get there, Carson. Well, here's what you're going to need to do. Always look at the future value of what you need. So this is where the math comes into play, and you have to be kind of wonkish to like to do this. So we'll take a look at that future value of $1,750,000 and start analyzing on a basis of how you're going to be investing. Let's say you're going to be somewhat aggressive. And so we're going to say that maybe over that time period that you want to retire, let's say it's age 65. So we're going to say over this time period of 25 years that you're going to be able to average about 8% return inside of your portfolio that you're going to be investing in. And so we'll take those 25 years as the number of years that you're going to be saving with the 8% projected hypothetical rate of return, knowing that the future value is $1,750,000, and that's going to give us literally about $2,000 per month that you need to be saving up until that time frame based off of those factors. Now you may look at me and say $2,000 per month, that is beyond my budget. $24,000 a year, it's going to be hard for me to do with everything else that I have going on. Then one or two things must happen, Andrew. Either you have to lower your retirement expectations or you have to work a little bit longer. So let's just say you decide instead of 65, you're going to work to age 70, just 5 more years with the exact same numbers in mind. Well, in this case, you will only have to save about $1,300 per month in order to reach that goal. If that's more feasible for you, then of course, then we may have to start thinking this is how we're going to look at retirement years. We're going to be retiring at 70 as opposed to 65 in order for you to feel comfortable retiring. Obviously, along the way, there's so many different things and factors that can change, but at least you know that you have an actual number that you're reaching for. And if you can even get close to that, you're not going to feel sorry for yourself. Knowing, of course, is half the battle, right? If that's 50% of the battle, all you have to do is just get started. And Andrew, those are the steps that I literally take to help my clients know how they can retire with confidence and know exactly what they need to be saving in order to do that as well.
Well, Carson, that was some great information on how to save for your retirement. So thank you for your insight on that. And we want to thank you for watching. And if you felt that this video was beneficial for you, please like and share with others.
So I really do hope that the information that we shared with you today will be beneficial for you to help you understand how much you need to be saving for retirement and also how to save for that retirement. Please remember that these videos are created for educational purposes only, and that you should always seek out your own financial advisor and your own tax advisor and attorney regarding your personal situation. Also, if you are looking for a fiduciary financial advisor to help you with these types of complex financial matters, we highly recommend that you utilize the links in the description below and go ahead and schedule a 1-hour free consultation with us today.
For more information on this topic or any of the other topics that we've shared in our other videos, feel free to reach out to our office or leave any questions or comments in the section below. After this video, please check out our other videos that we've created that will give you tips on how to maximize your retirement. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and share it with a friend. Thanks for watching, and remember, if you have questions,
we have answers.